What's up, YouTube fans? Today I'm reviewing the Toyworld TW-M08 Wavebreak, or their version of Seaspray. Again, I got this figure with another... I just noticed there's a little piece of tape here. Oh, alright, just comes off. I got this with the Toyworld Cup figure, or their crank, and hopefully this is better quality than that. I hadn't expected that one to be kind of low quality. So it comes again in the same nice packaging. I really do like the Toyworld packaging here. Actually has double protection here. You have two foam pads, and this one doesn't have any other accessories in the box. It's just the figure itself. Nothing else in here. Get rid of this guy. And again, I like the boxes. I like the packaging. They're doing a nice job with their packaging here. And you do get the collector's card and sticker, and also the instruction manual, obviously. So let's just take a quick look at that. And again, I think the collector's card is fine. It's a nice hard plastic card and it looks good. Nothing wrong with that. And then you got a sticker for some reason. I don't know what you do with the sticker. And then finally the instruction manual, which I actually didn't show for Toyworld Crank, so I'm just going to take a minute to show this one. This one has a nice color in the front and back, just like the regular. It looks like there's not a lot of transformation steps, so it's real easy. It does actually show him with his weapons here, so they actually show that off. Let's see if they show taking the weapons off the back. Yeah, it doesn't look like they show that part, but obviously they show him mounted with his weapons here, so nice little book there. And here we have the Toyworld Wavebreak. In hand, it actually feels pretty nice. It's a good quality die cast here. Let's take a quick weight just for it does feel pretty hefty, so let's take a quick weight here. So we've got essentially 6.5 ounces or so, and we will compare that to our trusty old blue streak here, or streak. He is 4.5. Oh. No, just about 5. He's 5 ounces on here, so he's definitely heavier than the typical Masterpiece car, which is cool. I like that he has all this die cast in him. Hopefully he's actually good quality. We'll see. In terms of size, pretty similar here to a Masterpiece car. Let's see. So a little bit wider than a Masterpiece car and a little bit shorter. But in terms of size, I actually like this size. I think maybe a more appropriate comparison would be Masterpiece Bumblebee. So here's Red Body Bumblebee here, and he's bigger than Bumblebee. So I think that makes sense. They were both mini bots. Some people might argue that this is a little big for a mini bot, but I actually like the size. I like the kind of bulkiness and the fatness of this. It just looks really cool. I love the paint on this, the little extra paint details, the yellow here, the translucent blue for all of these windows. That looks really nice. The propellers are really a nice metal on here. I don't know why they didn't need to make this metal, but it's very nice. Really high quality compared to... Now, I don't know, I shouldn't be comparing this to Hasbro, but compared to Hasbro, the Titan's Return figure, this is just a really high quality. Again, this is 5 times the price, right? That was about 10 bucks, 11 bucks. This is 55, so 5 times the price. Yeah, you should have some better quality. But that's really it for the paint. And this is painted here on the die-cast part. Now you do have some weapons here. You can actually sort of press on the back here, and it'll pop up these panels like that, and then you can fold out these guns like that. Be interesting if you could actually take these off and use them in robot mode, because I'm not a huge fan of his regular handguns, but there you have pretty cool little guns there. I like that. It's just a cool little feature. They didn't need to include that. I don't remember that in the cartoon, but speaking of the cartoon, let's get an image of this guy up in the corner and do a quick comparison here. I think he's going to look pretty good with the G1 counterpart. I think he's pretty damn close to what you would expect for a Masterpiece G1 Seaspray. It really feels good in hand. That's what I like about it. It's solid, it's chunk. It's very smooth on the bottom. Not a lot of, obvious that it's a robot other than the bottom of the head here, which is not bad. So overall, I really like the vehicle mode here. I'm very happy with it. I think the size is appropriate. Makes sense to me. I mean, a hovercraft in real life is gigantic, and this was a mini bot on the show, so the conservation of mass is always a problem on Transformers. But for what it is, and compared to the G1 cartoon, I think this is appropriately sized. But yeah, that's really it for the vehicle mode. Let's get this guy transformed to robot mode, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back from transforming. Just in case you have been watching my recent videos, I've started to transform these guys, any of my Transformers, on a separate video. I'm choosing to do that because I believe that the actual review video, most reviewers don't want to see a transformation because they really want to see, how good is the figure, what's the quality like, what are the articulation, how big is it, what's the comparisons, that kind of thing. But I've decided for those that are looking for transformation help, especially those that have this figure and want the transformation video, I did that for Coolsville. A lot of people asked for the Coolsville transformation video, so I made a special request. But then I decided, hey, it's worth it to make that transformation video for every figure. So I just started recording the transformations, and that will be posted in a separate video. So if you need that transformation video, go ahead and look that second video up. In terms of size, this guy is a little over 6.25 inches, 6.5 to the top of the propeller here. Width-wise, from shoulder to shoulder, about 3 inches. So nice little guy here. Now, if I bring in Bumblebee, he's bigger than Bumblebee, and again, I don't remember from the cartoon how big he was. I'll try to put an image up here for some reference of his robot mode, and also maybe a picture with Bumblebee if possible. But then here we've got Masterpiece Prowl, and again, he's smaller than Prowl, which makes sense. He should be, but his head is just gigantic. And to be honest, I love the way this guy looks. In the pictures, he kind of looked like he was a little bit too chunky, a little bit too fat, but in person, I absolutely love the way this looks. It's such a clean back. It just has really good feet, well-designed feet. And there's a little paint here, too, on the feet. Some extra detail they didn't necessarily have to add. And it just looks good. I really like the way this has come out. I feel like they put the quality into this guy. Now, that's not to say that they did a good job with their crank figure, their cup homage. It just was not good. So I don't know what's going on with Toyworld. Maybe this was designed before they lost that whole bunch of designers that went off to Zeta Toys, and maybe that's how they got this good design. I don't know. I don't know the answer. All I know is their quality with the crank figure, and from what I can tell, also with the Spanner, their Springer homage, both of those are not as good quality. I have some problems with it. I was actually going to get the Spanner figure, but I decided after Crank I don't want any more Toyworld. But then again, this guy is really awesome. I really love the way it looks. It brings me back to the G1 toy figure, but without you know, with some articulation, and I really love the way it looks. It just reminds me a lot of the G1 toy. So I'm very happy with their design here. And I also think that this version, the Toyworld, out of all of them, the X-Transbots, the Fans Toys, all the ones that are coming out, this is probably the most G1 accurate. So I like this. By the way, I'm not a big fan of these guns, but let's take a look at them just for completeness. Oops. So we can show these off. Now, are these painted? No, they're plastic. You can just kind of pull on the end there. And this one's a little tight. Ugh. There we go. This one's really tight, but this one's okay. And those are the guns basically, and you can put it in his hand. And they fit in just fine. But I really think that doesn't look good. I don't know why they thought this was a good design for him. The blue arm holding the blue gun just looks dumb. If this was black, it probably would have looked a lot better. I just don't like the choice here on the blue gun. There's probably some other stuff you can do here. Let's see. Can you make a jetpack? You might be able to make a jetpack. Again, this is not in the instructions, so this is totally me just making this up. Now you could do that, which is pretty damn cool. I like that a lot better than a gun. Actually, if you stick these back in, that probably looks even better. Let's see. Or you can make wings. I don't know. There's a lot of options here for other things. And actually, I don't know what these are for. Because the two holes here... Oh, look at that. They painted this. That's really cool. They painted the back of this silver just to kind of show his inner workings. I really like that. Extra detail, again, they didn't have to add, but they did. So anyway, these guns, you can put them back to the way you had them in robot mode. Or sorry, in vehicle mode like that. Which is fine. That looks okay. And again, these are really tight in there, so you kind of have to hold on to this back piece. Or you could have them up. I'm not sure why you would do that. Let's see how that looks. And that probably interferes with the propeller, so I would probably not opt for that. Yeah, that's silly. But I do like the idea of a jetpack, and I think that's why they put these here. I think, I'm not sure. Because there's two extra holes for nothing, and that's kind of cool. I like that. You could have them get a jetpack. And again, I haven't seen anybody show that off or say anything about those two ports there that there could be used for a jetpack, but I much prefer this over using those two things as guns. I just think it looks better like this. Maybe you could pull this out a little bit. There you go. So yeah, I like that. In terms of articulation, this guy has plenty of articulation. His head is a ball joint. Well, let's open this up and look. Okay, it is on a ball joint, but it's also on a little swivel, so you get some extra movement there, which is good. So you get full 360, a little bit up, a little bit down. So on the cover of the box and on the instruction manual, his face is yellow. And that's actually how he looked in the G1 cartoon. His face was yellow and his eyes were like this darker blue and gray. But then they made him with white. You know, I don't understand why they did that. They could have just painted this yellow or left it the yellow color plastic, and this would have been really awesome. I think that just would have been a perfect finish for this figure, but instead they went with this white mask, and it just seems like a strange decision if they were so close to getting this to look like the G1, and then they decided, nope, we're going to throw in the white. So you could probably paint this yellow, and that would get you, maybe a nicer looking mask. I don't know. It's hard to say without actually painting it, but I might actually paint it. Yeah, so a nice ball jointed head. You've got a butterfly joint here on the arm, so you can get it out like this. Again, very, very nicely designed joints. They really thought this through to get plenty of articulation on this arm. Yeah, they just, it's well done. It's full 360 all the way out, and actually even further if you fold it out on the butterfly joint. You do get a full double jointed elbow. Goes all the way. Now obviously that looks a little weird with his elbow like that, so probably want to do something, you know, a little bit like that. But anyway, he's got the full double jointed. You do have a wrist swivel, nothing on the hand, it's solid, but for a mini bot I think that's fine. There's no reason to have articulated hands on a mini bot. Just for comparison, here was the Bumblebee, and he didn't have articulated hands either. So for a smaller size bot, I think it's fine not to have articulated hands. You do have hip skirts here, so you can get the full splits here. And you can also go almost all the way back and forth on his legs. And I love the way this looks. It looks very cartoony, and I like that it's cartoony. You do get a little bit of, I don't know what you would call this, shoulder articulation. It's not waist articulation. It's like the shoulder or something, but I think that's just part of the transformation, so I don't know if you can really take credit for that. And while I was doing that, the whole thing kind of came apart. So, oh, looks like there's a waist, sorry, hip skirt back here too. So you can move that out of the way. You can get a little bit more, you know, motion back there. So really well thought out, well designed, beautifully sculpted, and great color selection on really all of it, except for maybe his face. I think they could have done a little better with the color for the face. I just noticed you do have on the ankles, you've got a sliding joint all the way out like this, so you can kind of have him up forward like that, which I probably should have had it like that. You do get a very nice ankle tilt, ankle rocker. You get both, so plenty of movement there. You got a nice bend at the knee, you know, exactly 90 degrees there. The hip joint is a oh, it's not a ball joint, it's a universal, which is nice. You do get a little bit of hip swivel here, but it's not meant to really swivel because it's supposed to plug in here. Well, let's see, does it plug in? No, you get some waist swivel, so that's good. So plenty of articulation on these legs. I really like the way they came out. By the way, there's a little bit of paint here on the side. Get the blue paint there. Really a beautifully designed figure. I think you could spend some time posing this guy. I do like this jetpack thing now. I'm going to keep it like that in robot mode. I think that looks best. This is like one of those figures that you just, you know, you walk by your shelf and you pick it up and you know it's a quick transformation, so you just decide to play with it. This is one of those, you know, it's like, hey, I wanna go transform something real quick, and this one's fun, it's easy, and it has a nice result. So I feel like this is one of those I'm gonna play with a lot. It's got that feel to it. I would say my only gripe are these kind of ugly looking guns. I wish they had either maybe made something where you could extract this black piece and then attach it or something like that, because blue just looked kind of weird. And I don't remember him having a blue gun like this in the cartoon. If I can find him with a with his gun in cartoon mode, I'll try to put it up here, but there's no promises I can find that. In terms of the size, yeah, he's a little big compared to Masterpiece Bumblebee, but I think it's okay. I don't think it's that far off from what I would expect. So that's it, guys, for this review. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below or let me know what you think of this figure. I don't think I'm going to review any more Toyworld figures, not their RC, or I think they called it Leia, or their triple changer Springer, because both of those just don't look like they're good quality, and I just don't want to spend the time trying to buy it and sell it and return it. So this is probably it for a little while. I did get the Bad Cube value pack, the Evil Bug Core value pack, the 3 Insecticons. If you guys would like me to review that, let me know. Leave a comment in the section below, and let me know if you'd like me to review those Bad Cube Insecticons. I know they've been out for a while. BBTS is having a huge sale right now on those Insecticons. You can get it for like, I think it's originally 180 or 190. I got it for 120. So that's a significant, reduction. That's roughly $35 to $40 a piece, $35, something like that. Pretty good deal for 3 Masterpiece, and they're really awesome. I like them a lot. So if you guys are interested in that review, let me know. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.